All right, everyone, let's not act shocked, but my goodness, Trey Songz has allegedly hauled off and assaulted this photographer who was just doing his job. This photographer had just gotten out of the hospital for serious injuries before the alleged incident even happened and had to go straight back there. And he was diagnosed with a concussion, some more stuff. The photographer released some video of what allegedly happened too. So we'll get into that, of course. Y'all need to get this yodeling MMA fighter, you hear what I'm saying, off the street.
You so lonely, insecure, they don't control me, boy, you can't control me, troll me. I wasted my time and time is money, bitch. You.
Way back in 2018, I put out the first book in my Zoraxia series called Zoraxia, Wrath of the God King. Now I'm so excited to let you all know that the sequel to that book, Zoraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind, is out now. Anywhere you get your ebooks and audiobooks, you can find it there. I'm talking about Amazon, Audible, audiobooks.com, Google Play, like it's all there. Also, you can go to www.zoraxia.com to purchase it directly from my site. Check out my series, check out the first book, and make sure you get the second book because it's out now. I'm so excited.
Right, for the life of me, I don't know why so many people worship these violent celebrities. All I can think about, right, are people like this photographer, right, or other people who work in, the kind of production or entertainment industry who have to be on stages or sets or whatever with this man, with men like Trey Songz in that industry. That's someone's office. The stage, the set, or whatever. Those are people's like offices. That's where they go to work to earn some coin. So now they have to worry about getting beat up at work. That's what I'm saying. That's why that's why I drag it so hard, because I'm like, these celebrities that so many people worship, like they make workplaces hell, for people who are just trying to get a check, people who are just trying to do their job on set and go home, do their job on stage and go home, do their job for the club performance, whatever, venue performance, event, and go home. So yeah, I just think it is so unfair, especially when these celebrities are protected by their coin or their status, their fame, and they're making workplaces hell for people, So Complex says police are reportedly investigating Trey Songz after the alleged assault of a photographer in Huntington, New York over the weekend, according to TMZ. Trey Songz was at Huntington venue in the early hours of Sunday morning, July 13th. Photographer Isam Mansour told the outlet that he was hired by the venue's owner to capture Songz as he performed at the event, but things reportedly went sideways. The photographer recalled Trey Songz being irritated when approached by fans for photos and videos. When the Ivy owner requested that Mansour shoot one last picture of Trey Songz standing next to the venue's logo, the singer allegedly declined by erupting on the photographer. And the photographer shared a video here that you can see that seems to depict Trey Songz lunging at him. The photographer has accused the vocalist of punching him on the side of the head, throwing him against a wall, and damaging not one, but two cameras in the video. As literally, you can see when the owner appears to intervene, saying that, okay, like you're beating up this photographer, but he's my guy. I've hired him. He's my guy. Trey Songz says, I don't care about all that. He didn't give a F. That's what he said, that the two knew each other. And so both Trey Songz and the photographer fled the scene shortly after the alleged assault, with the photographer later contacting authorities, right, and going to the hospital. During his CT scan and x-rays, doctors found that Mansour sustained a concussion, migraine, and ankle pain for which he was prescribed medication. And that is insane. You want to hear how Trey's lawyers responded? Ted Anastasio, a legal representative for the singer, issued a statement about the Ivy incident. So listen to this. The media is unfairly turning an unfinished story into clickbait to sell a new headline. That's lazy and unfair. What happened at the Ivy was the result of increasingly aggressive paparazzi invading an artist's personal space, conduct that puts everyone at risk, and a trend that's impacting not just Trey, but artists everywhere. Trey disputes the characterization of events, and I'm just like, what do you mean characterization of events, girl? There is a video. Is cooperating fully with authorities and looks forward to the facts, not speculation, speaking for themselves. And like, girl, you know, it still wouldn't make sense, but like you could easier BS me if like he was really coming at paparazzi, you know what I mean? But the owner literally said after you was swinging on the photographer that, hey, this is the person that I've hired officially for this event. So like, you know, chill out. And Trey said he didn't care about none of that. And so, and so like I said before, if people are going to have to worry about you bringing your angry, violent self on set, on stage, whatever, you know, and you're interrupting a coin, you're making their literal workplace uncomfortable. It's like, we got to get you out of here, bro. That's insane. And this will not be the first time that this man has been violent or doing weird stuff or accused of being violent and doing weird stuff. I should say. So, I mean, just get him out of there. If I see Trey Songz, Chris Brown, any of them coming, it's just like, y'all need to just, I'm putting on like Power Ranger type of armor. If I see they coming, if I see they coming around, like, what you mean? I'm going into the Avatar state. If I even see them, like 500 feet away from me, like I'm immediately powering up. Like I'm Starfire. Like my eyes are going green. They are coming around the corner when they come, and like they're gonna come with fists. And to me, I mean, I already have come to my own conclusion about this man, but I'm like, even if we have to pretend like, oh my gosh, it's just a paparazzi, like, why are you out here if this is, don't stress yourself out, bro. Like, y'all supposed to be rich enough to just chill out. Like, don't bring yourself out here if you're gonna be swinging on everybody that moves, anything that moves. It's okay, bro. You could just sit down, do a online show, girl, for people who still interested in hearing you you sing, girl. That's pretty soon. That's the only way you're gonna be able to interact with people from online, because they're going to separate you from the rest of the population. Trey Songz, like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Songz, who has had a history of legal trouble and alleged violent outburst, last squared up with a man who tried to approach him on stage in March. The confrontation ended quickly with security pushing the man away. But honestly, Trey Songz has been running into issues since as long as we've known who this man was. Like, Trey, like, what is going on? Trey, I'm starting to think that the only reason why your neighbors knew your name like that was because you just stepped outside, said, hey, I'm Trey Songz, and punched him in the face. Like, that's the only way how they knew your name. It wasn't because you was pleasing somebody next door. It's because you literally walked out your house in your slippers and your robe, introduced yourself, say, hey, I'm Trey Songz, and you punched him in. You must have punched him in. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. On that note, thank y'all so much for watching. Love y'all so much, and make sure you have a good goddamn evening.
This ain't the only